Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Quantum Leap, our morning market preparation and trade level setup for Tuesday, October the 29th, 2013. If you're visiting us from Twitter or you are watching this video after the fact on YouTube, each morning we come in and do this market preparation and set our charts up to trade. My name is Doug McKay. I'm one of the head moderators for Quantum Leap. Quantum Leap is a self-organized learning environment. We've been running a private Skype room for about 4 years now. If you're interested in checking it out, you'll need a Skype account, of course, and then you can give me a contact request at Doug_McKay. I'll be the one from Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Or you can send me an email at dm@m4connects.com or give me a call directly on my office line. Please do that after the market hours. So each morning we come in and we get ready to trade. If you are watching this after the fact, you might want to skip ahead a bit. We go through the key numbers from macro to micro. We create a routine to prepare ourselves before we get into some of the more in-depth chart analysis. So the first thing we like to do, we've been keeping this homework sheet for a few years now, and we just like to look at where we are at within the numbers. And you can see we've got a new high, all-time high, year high, month high, week high that was put in the other day at 1762.25. The week open you want to pay attention to, 1753.75. Our week high is our year high. The week low is down at 1751.50. The intraday numbers going into yesterday, trading the Globex open 53.75. This 53.75 and 54 is going to come up a lot, so you want to pay attention to that number. And you can see we're continuing to trend up again, and we opened higher again for the RTH at 17.54. We did open in range, although it was at the upper end of the range, and then we broke the IB to both sides. So we had a neutral day followed by a neutral day, which is very common. Value initial balance was higher. Again, you can see, other than this 1 day of pause, this trend has been, parabolic, very, very strong. And then all your intraday numbers have basically, again, been very strong and trending up and basically gone parabolic in my mind. And then value area has increased again with value area high of 58.50 and value area low at 54.50. This 53 to 54 seems to be pretty significant. Looking at the news, I did check to see what our full session ATR high probability is, 1773.50. Write it down on your journal. That is well within our current ATRs, daily ATR. We've already had retail sales PPI, and we have S&P CS Composite coming up at 9 or 8 Central, I should say, 9 Eastern, and then we've got CB Consumer Confidence at 9 Central, and business inventory. So this is the big one that I'd be watching for the market to react to. Of course, we've got Fed coming up. It is tomorrow, right? We've got the FOMC statement tomorrow at 1 o'clock. So I'm expecting another day of balance here. Looking at the trends, we like to look at the macro to the micro in terms of the trends. All my moving averages are 9 EMA and 20 SMA on the monthly. Very strong, good slope, good separation. Prices paralleling the 9 EMA. We have not yet closed below the 9 EMA all year, and of course we've gone parabolic, and we are trading at the all-time highs and trading above last month's high, open, low, and close. Going to the weekly, same thing. We had the 1 week that we closed below the 9 and the 20, but other than that, we've held the trend, and we've gone a little bit parabolic. We've got good slope and separation. We've got a bit of a tech gap on the weekly, so I am looking for that tech gap to be closed either by time or price or a combination of both. Going over to the daily, we still have this naked cross down here, and I'm going to talk about the naked crosses because we hit that naked cross at 1760 to the tick yesterday as our day high. But we do have the naked cross on the daily. Of course, this is a little ways out at 1687 area. Slope and separation, strength of the trend on the daily is incredible. Price is paralleling the 9 nicely. Bit of a tech gap, but again, the price is paralleling the 9 nicely. This thing is just mega strong. Going over to the geometric charts, we've been tracking the long-term upward sloping fork, which is this yellow or green. I'm colorblind. Forgive me if I give you the wrong color. Then we added the modified shift chart, which I think is like a cyan or white, one of the two. And then I added this new modified shift fork. And the two key things here is we came up and hit this energy point right here, which was our target, a while back. Hit that, broke above that point, and above that point we were breaking above the modified shift center line and the long-term upward sloping fork center line, and moving towards the upper line of the long-term upward sloping fork, and above that the modified shift fork. And then I added this new fork in when we made this what was the initial high at 54.50, and we held inside of it, tried to break outside, and we're kind of just riding that line. The key point near here is at the energy point of 1770 area. That's what I've got my eye on. I am looking to see some type of a pullback to come down and test the center line of the modified shift chart. I don't think it's going to be today, but if it did happen today, it would be in that 1736 area. But I think we're going to get solid sideways consolidation today. Let's just take a look at where we are in terms of the intraday trends. Okay, why is my data not coming in? Oh, there we go, just a little bit slow. On the 4-hour, we had a pretty strong trend going. We kind of went sideways, consolidated, and now it's starting again. And it's moving up, and we're getting some slope and separation. Could you hold on for 1 second, please? Sorry about that. So, we do have, we haven't had a close below the 9 since this continuation up, and we're getting some slope and separation. Going to the 30-minute, same thing. We've got a pretty strong slope and separation, and the trend is strong. So going over to the composite chart, I keep pointing this out, but I've got to keep an eye on the big picture. We've got one gap, we've got 2 gaps, we've got 3 gaps. We had a couple gaps that were up here that got filled, this one and this one, but we still have some gaps below us, so we have some work to do. But we continue to hold value up here. The microcomposite naked VPOC for this balance area that we just broke out of again is right here at 1738.75. I haven't added another microcomposite here because of the fact that we closed above the prior day close and above the prior balance area high. But if you draw a profile, you'll find that that 49 area is where they accepted, 50, is it 49.75? It's 50. 1750 is where they accepted value higher and then launched from there. And we're currently in price discovery and trading up at 1761, just below the all-time high at 1762 and a quarter. If we, get some, sellers stepping in here, the areas that you want to watch right now is the 1758, that the value area high at 1755, but it's the 1754 through to 1753 is where I've got my eye on today. And of course, if we get below this CLVN at 52 and a quarter, I'd be looking for a rotation back down into that 1750. And then 1747.75 is the value area high of the balance area that we just broke out of. I'd be looking, if we got inside of there, to test the other side of this balance down here at 44 and a quarter CLVN, and the big target down below still remains at 1738.75. But this is just incredibly strong. I think when we break, it's going to break hard. So I want to take a look at yesterday we had these two targets that we had talked about yesterday morning, and that my hypothesis was if we broke out of the prior day range at 55.75, that we'd likely go take out the 58.75 and 60 and have a lower high. I wasn't anticipating the takeout of the 62.25. I was looking for that lower high and then a rotation back towards to test the range, range high from yesterday. So these naked crosses are playing out really nicely right now. I'm just going to take those out because they're already taken care of. The overnight high is no longer valid there. It is our all-time high. Our overnight high right now, 61.75. Our overnight low, 54.50. There's that 54 area again. Just below our value area low at 54, or actually it's right on the value area low of 54.50. And our current VPOC, I don't think we'll get a Globex VPOC shift from now on close, 1760 and a quarter. So basically just above, one tick above the overnight high. So in terms of naked crosses, we have one down on the 5 minute at 1758.75. Which is one tick above the value area high from yesterday, and then one down on the 5 minute at 1757.50. So in terms of what I'm anticipating, we're going to open up just outside of range or just inside of range. The gap close, the close from yesterday, 1758 and a quarter, is just below that that naked cross, and just below the value area high. So if we open out a range, I'll be looking for them to come down and test the 60 area. If we get buyers stepping in to defend the range, then I'd be looking to go and take out the overnight high. 96% probability. Yesterday was very interesting because yesterday was one of the few days, only 4%, that we traded inside of the Globex range. We did not take out the overnight high or the overnight low yesterday, so that was very rare. But right now, I'd be looking for defenders, buyers to step in here at this prior day range, and if they can hold the range, go up and take out the overnight high and take out the all-time high at 62.25. If we take out the overnight high at 61.75, trust me, we'll take out that 62 and a quarter, and then go and possibly make new highs. Of course, remember that the full session ATR target above is 1773.50. If we get inside of yesterday's range, look for the gap close and the takeout of the naked VPOC. The naked close and the naked cross and the value area. And this is where I'd be looking for buyers to step in here again after we get the gap close. So this is going to be an area I'm going to be trading off of the value area high and the naked close. If we get below that, then look for a rotation back down towards this naked cross at 57.50 and the naked VPOC at 57, with a push through down to the value area low and the overnight low down here at that 54. And we've got the LVN from yesterday. The significant LVN is 54.25 as well. So if we see weakness coming in, I think we'll come down and get back into and we had a pretty decent bell shape. There's a couple of anomalies on the profile, but if we get inside of the value from yesterday, I think we'll come down through and take out the naked VPOC. I'll be looking to trade this area as well for the value area traders to step in at the value area low. So that will be an area that I'll be trading. And then, of course, if we continue down, I'll be trading the range low at 52 with the probability that we break down even further and come back down to the other naked cross that we had from yesterday that was never taken out at 51 and the naked VPOC at 50. And the other side of that balance down there is going to be 49.75. So I'll be looking to trade that 49.75 as well, which is basically, be buyers stepping in at the, prior day or 2 days ago's accepted fair value. So I'll be trading there as well. To the upside, I will be trading off of the range high at 1760 as well. So my main hypothesis is to test the range high, hold the range, move up and take the overnight high and possibly the all-time high, and then we'll see if sellers step in and bring us back inside of the range and take us down into that 57 naked VPOC and hit these targets down there with possible continuation to 54, extension down to 52. Why did that not stay there? 52, and extended targets down at 51 and 50 with the other side of balance and buyers stepping in at that 49.75 area. I don't think we're going to get much more out of it today, but if we do get some extension, further extension, we can we'll test where the full session ATR target below is. But you've got naked the range high at 46.75, then you've got the naked VPOC and the naked cross down here, all in this 45 to 46 area, which was something that we were looking for in terms of extension yesterday. As far as the Renko, a test of the upper Keltner will bring us up to 64, give us new highs. I'll be watching that 64 area with either a Renko reversal or a possible walk the line up into that 70 area. That 70 area, remember, is that energy point and a measured move above us. The test of the Keltner will bring us down into the 58 area, so that's a test of the close and the value area high and that naked cross. And then if we get below the Keltner center line, a test of the lower Keltner will bring us down to 52, and that brings us down to test the range low of the prior day. Taking a quick look at gold, wrong chart. Yesterday we talked about staying above the 5170, and if we could stay above the 5170, the first target above was 63.60. We got as high as 61.80. Seller stepped in and took us back down. Current balance VPOC is right there at 53.10, just above the CLVN, and we're now back below it. If we stay below the 51.70, I'd be looking for a test back into the 44.30 and this 40 as your main targets below, with the other side of balance and the key line in the sand back down here at that 30. There's that 37.25 again. That keeps coming up. And if we get back below 37.25, targets below are 25, the 24 CHVN, and the main target below is back down here in this 13.18, where we kept on finding balance. Microcomposite VPOC here, microcomposite VPOC here, and microcomposite VPOC. So where they keep finding the buyers to go and take another run up. So that's the key target below. If we get above the 51, targets above still remain at 61.80 for the range high, but 63 again. That's 66 former microcomposite VPOC with the extended and main target, which continues to be my big target above, up there at that 1387, 1388 area. So that's what I'm looking at. Howard, over to you.
Let's take a quick peek at the weekly chart. We can see that once we hit this low at 1640.
Oh, Howard, can I stop you for just 1 second?
Yep.
Can you go ahead and close things out? I have to go. My daughter called and she forgot her puffer. I've got to run it down to the rink, so I've got to try to do that and make it back before the open. So if you can just finish your segment and then close down the go-to and open up the live room, I'll be back before the open.
Okay. Okay, so we had our low back on October 7th at 1640, and since then we've had very strong weekly candles higher. We actually had 2 closes above this 20-year fork median line. We had 3 touches prior to that, and then finally we broke through, have 2 closes above. Looks like this week, good potential we'll have a 3rd close above. So still, it's going to take some time to determine if we're just going to keep going higher, or in the longer term this turns out to be a failed high test. Right now there's nothing to say that it is, but at this time frame it's certainly a potential. Going down to the daily, we can see very steep angle on the daily chart. We've only had 2 red candles since our low on October 9th. So extremely strong market. Looks like we're going to be challenging our high of the year potentially again today. We set the high of the year at the Globex at 1762.25, so we've not yet matched it in RTH. We're close to it now, so likely to take it out early this morning. So now let's go ahead and look at our market breadth, starting with on balance volume. So over the last few days we've now made a higher high, so that removes the non-confirmation of a higher high in price with a lower high in on balance volume. It's not a lot higher high, but it is a higher high, so we have confirmation there. So let's look at our Dow transports. Looks like the transports are still outperforming recently the Dow Industrials, but they've been pretty much in sync all year. It was just, I think, one day where they actually touched. The Dow Transports has not been below the Industrials on a percentage basis this year. So looking at our sectors. Price has been going up, but we're getting a little bit of a mixture in the sectors. A number of them are actually pointing lower. Some are flat, like XLU would be flat to slightly lower, IRT flat to slightly higher. That's the retail. Healthcare, the red line here, slightly higher. But a number of these are actually flat to slightly lower. XLP appears to be one of the stronger ones. That's the consumer staples. Technology has shown a little strength here. That's this yellow line. Home builders have been strong, but they've leveled off and kind of retraced a bit. So we're getting a little bit of a mixed picture in the sectors. So looking at our up volume versus down volume, which is the middle chart, and is the lower chart, and advances versus decline, which is in the middle chart. We had a confluence where price and these two advanced decline and up-down studies, which are on a 10-day average basis, both made a higher high. Actually, the up-down volume didn't quite make a higher high, but advanced decline for the NYSE did, and it looks like it also did for NASDAQ. NYSE in blue, NASDAQ in red. But since then, it's been tapering off a bit. So we had a little consolidation here in price and then continuation higher. We've not seen that in the up-down volume here or the advanced decline here. So we're starting to see a little bit of a non-confirmation. Both of these indicators bottomed concurrently with price and had topped concurrently with price here. But if we go back, we can see that where these indicators made a high prior to price, they sold off or weakened, and price eventually weakened with them. And we can see that when they bottomed here, they bottomed before price did and showed more strength, and eventually price followed. And then they're in sync from here to here, and then they both went higher from here to here, but now we're seeing waning in terms of market breadth here. So this could be an early indication that we might be forming a little bit of an interim top here soon. It could be a while before price does turn, but the market internals are looking a little bit weaker here. So that's all I've got. Doug will be back for the open. So this will conclude our morning homework session. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording now. So everybody have a great day, trade well, trade safe. And I'm going to go ahead and close down the room. I'll open up our live trading rooms here in a few moments. Good morning, everybody.
The organizer